Assistant says, "Sir, the girl you were looking for, there she is." Max says, "Stop working and come here right now." Assistant says, "Hurry up, the boss is calling you." Max says, "Whatever I ask, answer me honestly." Jenny softly says, "Yes, sir. What do you want to ask?" Max says, "Is your name Jenny?" Jenny says, "Yes, that's me." Max says, "I've been looking for you." Jenny, a bit nervous, says, "What happened? Did I do something wrong?" Michael says, "Are you the one who graduated from Oxford University?" Jenny says, "Yes, I am." Max says, "You're so educated and still doing labor work here? What's going on?" Jenny explains, "A year ago, I came to the city looking for a job. It was really hard to find anything. Actually, I applied for a position in the engineering department. But when the senior supervisor found out I was from a village, she said I had to start with basic labor work first. That's why I was sent to the construction site. I really needed money, so I didn't say anything and just started working." Michael angrily says, "Which supervisor assigned you this work?" Jenny says, "Supervisor Maria did. And she also made me write proposals for her assistant." Says, "I've heard a lot of complaints about her before. Every time someone new comes from a small town, she takes their money and pushes them aside." Max, shocked, says, "I have a proposal here. Do you recognize it?" Jenny looks at it and says, "That's my proposal. It's even registered under my name." Max says, "There's another girl in our company named Jenny too." Assistant says, "That's the supervisor's cousin. She's also named Jenny." Max says, "Are you absolutely sure you're the one who made this proposal?" Jenny says, "I'm completely sure. I wrote it myself and the supervisor even gave me a reward for it." Max says, "I gave $100,000 for that proposal." Jenny, shocked, says, "What? She only gave me $1,000. Max looks stunned and says, "Stop working right now and come to my office." Then he says to the assistant, "Bring the supervisor and her cousin to my office immediately." A few moments later, Jenny and the assistant arrive at Max's office. Max says, "I know your situation. Don't worry. You'll definitely get what you deserve." Jenny says, "Thank you, sir. Now I can finally pay my siblings' school fees on time." After a while, Maria walks into the office. Maria yells, "What are you doing here? Get up. That chair isn't for you." Then she sits down herself. Max says, "So, are you the supervisor's cousin?" Maria arrogantly says, "My cousin went out for some important work." Michael, angry, says, "I've never seen you in this company before, and this is my office. Who gave you permission to sit here? Stand up." Maria, with a fake smile, says, "I'm a bright student from Oxford University. The company invited me from overseas." Max, mocking, says, "Oh wow, from overseas, huh? Then you must be really talented. Probably earning a huge salary too." Maria says, "Yes, sir, but they only pay me $50,000. And honestly, that's too little. I handle all the company's proposals, so you should increase my salary." Michael says, "Since you handle all the proposals, why don't you explain this one too?" She reaches for the file, but Max puts his hand on it and says, "Explain it." Without looking, Maria goes silent. Max angrily says, "Now it's clear. You didn't make this proposal. She did. Aren't you ashamed of cheating people like this? Every dollar I gave you for this project, return it to her right now. And for this fraud, I'll make sure you both end up in jail. Get out of my company." Max then turns to Jenny and says, "From today, you're the new supervisor of my company, and this money is your reward." Jenny takes the money and thanks Max sincerely.